Hey guys, it's Peter in our ice cream bar. I just filmed a cocktail video and I thought, hey, let's film a doll video too, because why not? So I thought we'd talk more about Chelsea. I don't know why I don't have him. I should go grab him, shouldn't I? Wait, is he on a body? No, he's not on a body. I won't grab him, just kidding, I'm sorry. So today I wanted to talk about Chelsea before and after Mars. So Chelsea and also one of my other characters in doll form are these creatures that, for ease of communication, I'm going to refer to as demons. Chelsea is very sure that he was alive as a human. He has memories, and he's like, yep, I was alive, I was a person, I lived on this planet called Erebus, and then I died. And that's how we're going to discuss Chelsea, as if all of that is the concrete truth. So in life, Chelsea was a bad person. He probably had some sort of mental illness and from a very young age was very restless and had urges to do bad things like dismember people. Smile. He drifted away while he was still fairly young from his parents who lived in a mobile home community called Sarahbelle and quickly became immersed in kind of a not-so-great life. He tried joining a gang, but actually he was so incredibly ruthless and insane, he was quickly dispatched by his own people. He dies, and he moves on to, again, for ease of conversation, we're just going to call it an alternate dimension that he calls Sarahbelle, because if it wasn't hell, it was pretty damn close, and that's how he referred to his childhood home. However, he noticed in Sarahbelle he had special powers, like flight and super strength and stuff like that. And he, for a while, was completely satisfied because his violent tendencies there were not only welcome, but somewhat encouraged, because Sarahbelle is a crazy, violent place. People are always like, I'm challenging you to a fight to the death! Exactly like that. Or maybe it's a dance fight? I don't know what that was entirely. Unfortunately, monotony and Chelsea are no bueno. So he gets bored. He gets bored and he starts wondering if there is a way that he can go back to Erebus. He finds out through conversation with other residents of Sarahbelle that you can go back to Erebus, but only if someone summons you there. Now, there's a lot of little rules and things about summoning and kind of the relationship between the summoner and the demon they summon. For now, I'm just going to say, if you are summoned to Erebus and you fulfill a contract with that person who summoned you, then when you come back to Sarahbelle, you become more powerful. And there's kind of this vague idea that everyone has in Sarahbelle that if you have enough power, if you do that enough times and you get enough power, you can eventually just start to do whatever you want. You can travel to Sarahbelle, Erebus, back and forth, you can do whatever you want to do whatever. Do whatever! Ultimate goal. So Chelsea gets into this whole summoning game, and through his summonances, his summonings, through his time on Erebus, he starts to become incredibly fascinated by the relationship between the person who summons him and himself, the summoner and the demon. He starts to feel like this is a whole nother opportunity for him to experience and explore something he hasn't really ever tried before, which of course is destroying someone, like fulfilling that urge to hurt people, but in a different way, because he's been doing this whole physical hurt thing for a long time now, and he's like, let's evolve into something new. Let's try ruining someone's life, not by deboning them, but instead by just destroying all their relationships, destroying everything that makes them happy on the inside. So these visits to Erebus become his main source of joy. He can not only practice his new idea of being destructive in his new way, but he can also be lazy, and he can also indulge in things that he really can't in Sarahbelle because they don't have them in Sarahbelle, like baths and indoor plumbing and alcohol. And it's pretty much the only thing that he's doing, you know, perfecting his technique up until the point where he gets trapped in the rain that he gets trapped in. Every time I say the rain, I'm like, the one rain? But not everything is Lord of the Rings. I don't know when I'm going to learn that. Really just has a lot of time to think. And he's thinking, you know, the people who summon me, they're pretty much already halfway damned. I mean, you have a problem, right? And your solution is, hey, I'll summon a demon. That's really messed up already. whoever is doing that, whoever is reaching out to me, they're already out there. So what I really need to do if I really want to test my skills is to find someone who did not summon me and destroy that person. It's at that point that he starts that whole thing with Mars, and then that whole thing with Mars happens, and then moving on to after he's already left Mars. So he's seeking out somebody new, and he's really thinking to himself, what he really wants is to destroy someone so much that they become obsessed with trying to battle him. He's like, I just want someone to have this crazy level of obsession with me that I represent for this person, like the epitome of evil and the epitome of chaos, and that's his weird dream. And he wants to take the most average, normal person he can find and destroy their life so utterly that that's what they become. They become an equally crazy person. It's at this point where we're entering this kind of crossover world where all of my photo stories live. But this is the point where he sees Daichi and he just thinks to himself, that is the most ordinary person I've ever seen in my life. Pretty much is just stalking Daichi for a while and realizes maybe this isn't the really boring person I thought they were. Not because Daichi's interesting, but because of the people who live in his building. And that's the point where he decides to move into that building and just see what he can do there. What kind of chaos can I stir up here? What a madcap romp. Anyway, that's kind of Chelsea's whole backstory, except for that gap where we were talking about Mars. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to all of you soon. Bye!